Good morning. Well, today we got a project. I debated if I wanted a video, if I wanted to show you guys, but well, let's just see what kind of mess we can get into. So I hope I'm not the only one that has like a shed or a closet or a building that you kind of stick a bunch of stuff in and forget about. Well, today I got a project. I've got this little room on the side of one of my kilns here, and this was one of those great ideas that didn't really pan out that well. A couple years ago bought a wood boiler, and I thought, well, I'll add some supplemental wood heat to the kiln to help cut the energy costs in the winter, and it sounded like a good idea, and it all seemed to work out, and I got it for a good price, and well, it just didn't ever work out. It didn't add enough heat, and it was kind of a pain to keep a fire going overnight, and it just turned into more work than what I saved in money. So I kind of abandoned the whole thing and let it sit for a couple years. I was gonna sell it, and you know how that goes. You get busy with stuff, you forget. In the meantime, well, it was a nice little room to stick stuff in. So little by little, stuff got thrown in here, and that's how we got to what we got today. Yeah, this has kind of been the room that we forget about. I've got old roller tables, I've got insulation, I've got stovepipe, just miscellaneous junk. There's a seed spreader sitting on top of it. The insulation has started falling down because nobody's been in here in months. And now I have a guy that's interested in buying this thing. So I really got to pull it out of here, clean it up, and get it ready for sale. It's going to be a mess though. I got to get all these rollers out, and this is extremely heavy. Underneath the sheet metal, this is all plate steel, and it's still filled with water, and there's a ring on the top to hoist it. That's how I got it in here. But honestly, what I did, since I built this room for this boiler, I poured the cement, I set the boiler in place, and then I framed up around it. Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? Now I gotta try to get that thing out of here with through this doorway. So hopefully we don't bust a bunch of stuff. Hopefully we get it out in one piece. I don't even know where to start here. I guess everything's got to come out, and we'll just figure it out one piece at a time. Let's see. Well, the light works, so that's something. I guess I gotta start by disconnecting the chimney once I can get back to it. Hopefully I could turn this into some kind of usable storage. That'll be nice. I could probably put a shelf or something in here. So that's really kind of what's motivating me more than anything to get rid of this thing. Get a few bucks out of it. Hopefully it goes to a home, somebody that can use it for some good heating. But get it out of my life. Get some organization here, because, well, you know, you guys know how this goes. You just get busy, and next thing you know, you got a mess on your hands. So let's get cleaned up a little bit. So I'll tell you guys right up front, pretty much anything that's coming out of here would be for sale if anybody's interested in my junk. Except for my cedar. I use that to spread lime and fertilizer on my lawn, so I'm gonna need this. But roller tables. Got these roller tall tables. These are pretty cool. I have no use for them anymore, but you can move stuff every direction on them. Pretty neat. mice have been very hard at work in here. I'm not super proud of this. Excuse me. There's probably at this point several generations of mice families that have been through here, but well, I guess one step at a time we'll get this cleaned up. I actually had quite a complex setup here with plumbing. So actually, it's a shame. It took me quite a bit to set this thing up, and like I said, it just never really performed to the point that made it worthwhile. It's a shame, but you know, sometimes you swing and a miss with this stuff. You have good ideas, but they don't always pan out the way you think they're gonna. So I just gotta watch that I don't get bit by something or get what is that, hantavirus, I think it's called. Ugh. I should get some gloves or something on here. That is the ring we're gonna have to hook a chain onto and then try to hoist this thing out. I don't know. There's the doorway. That's pretty long to go. I don't know if I can get a fork in here that far. It could get a little sketchy. First I gotta disconnect what's left of the chimney. That's really how this whole thing's, how it got so messy in here. What happened, the outside of the chimney, from all the ice sliding on the roof, kind of knocked it crooked, and then I got a water leak in here. And then obviously water was leaking in, got on insulation, made a huge mess, and I wasn't using it, so it went unnoticed for a while. Next thing you know, total junk. So let me get that chimney disconnected. We'll get rigged up here, see if we can pull this thing out. So how's your Friday going? Probably better than mine, but I do have the chimney out and I got everything disconnected. Now the bad news, I found a big snake skin back there, and while I was taking the chimney out, of course I whacked the light fixture and broke that. So, you know, overall things are going better than I would have expected. And we also had to use a Sawzall, so you know you're doing something right when you end up cutting on it with the Sawzall. So I got this disconnected. I'm gonna get a chain rigged up here and see if I can yank this sucker out of here. So check out this setup. I have to straddle the building. I got one fork out of the building, one fork in the building, and we are right up against the wall. I mean, literally against the wall. And that gives me just enough that I've got a fork tip in here, rigged up with a chain. I don't know. Let's see. I'm gonna put you guys here on the fork. You keep an eye out for me because I'm kind of running blind here, and we'll see what we can mess up. Well, we did it. That actually went really smooth. It's out. A lot of cleanup to do in there. Gotta unplumb all this stuff. I'm gonna sell the circulators and the pressure tank with it. So there's a lot of work to be done in here yet. It's a mess, but hopefully I'll probably stick some wood paneling up here on the walls, get this cleaned up. Actually, I mean, this can be made into a nice little storage area. It's pretty handy. It's probably, I don't know, maybe 5 by 8. So I'm gonna put it to use. It's another step in my process of trying to get organized around here, and hopefully this thing will be going off to somebody that can actually use it. It's actually in pretty good shape. I mean, I know it looks like a mess now, but I'll clean it up pretty good, and everything works on it. So I think I have a buyer lined up, and hopefully somebody can put it to good use, save on the ever rising cost of energy that we all face. You know, it didn't really work the best here in my situation, but the guy that had it before me, it worked pretty well for him. So we'll see. But thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a good one. I'll catch you on the next one.